murdered someone.
Kawhi's sister?
Yeah.
Murdered someone?
Huh?
What the hell?
What the Yo, what the? That's a surprise. That's a straight
Wait,
up
no,
surprise.
I gotta Google this. For real?
Real no.
Yeah, Kawhi's sister. Okay, so this was actually back in what? When was it? It was in July, I believe.
Ooh, accused of murdering an 84-year-old woman in a California casino.
She and her accomplice followed the 84-year-old woman into the bathroom, bashed her head in, and she didn't die on the spot, but then they robbed her, and she died this past Wednesday in the hospital.
Oh, damn.
Kawhi's sister?
Kawhi Leonard's sister.
Damn, she's still hitting licks? God damn.
So,
he probably don't even mess with her.
If you think about it, he just went home so that he could be closer to his family and shit,
Probably
and play in front of them, and
now he has to deal with that.
Why should he be robbing a lady in the first place if she doesn't have money?
He probably didn't
Hey,
stop. He probably
Gucci
didn't
Man's
mess
son.
with her to
They just saying
begin
Gucci
with.
Man's son don't got no money. He might be having to do things like that too. So you look at Kawhi
you
Leonard.
never have to do things like that.
What's her name? Simone Biles.
Some people
what
do.
That girl?
Yeah, Simone Biles.
Sure.
Biles,
Yeah.
that's it. Her brother is getting convicted for murder.
But she's not rich. She's just big because she's a good gymnast.
I mean, you're not rich when you go to the Olympics. I mean, you get some money, but you're
So
not rich.
even Kawhi Leonard, he has his money now. You know?
Yeah, but people are
But we don't
people
know
are
his
joking oh, is he gonna bail her out for what?
He probably never messed with her to begin with.
Why do you think I'm saying this? The money was never involved with him and his sister in the first place.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason why. And I'm saying the lifestyle she lives still is unacceptable. But I can see the reason why. She shouldn't be killing no old lady. I don't know what the hell.
Nobody should be killing an old lady.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously she's in a lifestyle that you could tell she's not involved.
Well,
with
he
Kawhi
grew up in
Leonard.
Compton, right?
Think about it.
Compton's pretty rough.
Yeah, it
the
is.
NBA making 100 and whatever million.
I'm trying to save my
You won't even
sister.
give 1,000 to your 2,000 to your family.
He probably didn't mess with her way before. Maybe they had a beef way before he even became
No,
She's
no,
probably
man.
not the kind of person that he stays in touch
None
with.
of that shit shouldn't matter, man. If it's her family,
That's probably not
can't
her
get them
first
out.
violent incident.
That's what I'm
okay?
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so he
look at
probably
this.
doesn't associate with her.
He doesn't mess with her. I'm telling you.
Yo, but that obviously he doesn't. But I'm saying at the end of the day, that's your sister. If you know you could get her out of a mess like that, that's what you want to do. You
But
want
maybe
to
she
fix
done
your loved
crossed
ones.
him. Maybe she stole from him before. Maybe
All of that could be possible. All of that could be possible.
If that happened,
I mean,
if
if
I
it's-
don't mess with you, I'm not bailing you out. I don't care if you're my family. If I don't mess with you, I'm not bailing you out.
No, even if you
It's
do
about
mess.
prior to
Okay,
that.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? It's
No.
That's
prior
what I'm
to
saying.
that.
If we
What
ain't cool,
happened?
if we ain't cool before that, I'm not gonna. And I'm making money now. I'm not.
But that's your sister,
Even
man.
it
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
give a damn.
Even if you're
So
on.
you should love your sister.
I
then.
love all my sisters. I know they would never do something stupid like that.
Even if you're on good terms with your sister or your brother, and you're on good terms with them, and they go murder someone in that manner,
Okay, if I'm in good terms,
you're still not with them.
I'm gonna get.
Well, I'm not bailing you out. Like you gotta
I'm gonna
take your
get a
time.
good lawyer for you, but I'm not pleased with your situation.
Look.
But if I don't mess with you, I'm not bailing you out. If I got the money, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go on vacation.
You gotta be real about the
What do you-
situation, you know. Like you said, I'm more with what you're saying. Like, I'm not gonna if I know my bro's doing something, and I know it's gonna get him into jail. Like, I'm gonna warn him. Like, yo, this is what's gonna happen, and just letting you know. Like, I can't save you at that point. Like, that's all up to the
Get
judge.
him a
now.
lawyer, then
Know what I
go
mean?
from
Here's
there.
what I want to know. I want to know what her motives were. Was she okay? One, was she?
Are we recording?
Was she under the influence?
Yeah,
of,
dope.
Was she under the influence
it.
of anything? Was she on drugs at the time? Or two, does she have any prior record doing drugs? Like, because I know sometimes when people get really desperate for money, is because they're addicts and they have to get their next fix. So I don't know what her motive was. I don't know if she has any correlation with drugs. But like maybe if she's an addict and she's really, really desperate, which doesn't justify it, but just further explains maybe why.
You may be right about that.
Okay,
About
so
the-
let's say
You know,
The drug
it's
thing.
possible.
let's say drugs were involved, right?
Yeah.
So say she hit up her dealer beforehand. She got some drugs. Her and her homegirl, they went to the casino. They killed this lady, whatever. Not whatever,
Well,
but they killed.
they
They
injured
did.
her.
They injured her, and she
She later died.
passed away.
Sadly.
Do we convict the drug dealer as well for being a part of this whole crime?
What do you think, Natalie?
I think okay, so here's what I think. I don't think that you convict the drug dealer because there's a really big story going around right now about Mac Miller, and he died from a drug overdose, and we found out that the drugs that he was taking were laced with fentanyl. Fentanyl's a huge issue right now because it's like
America.
100 times stronger than heroin or something crazy.
Like one little piece of it can kill you. One little
Instantly.
Smell anything.
Yeah, like it's insane. So they're talking about with Mac Miller right now if the drug dealer should be prosecuted because he essentially murdered Mac Miller by providing him drugs that were cut up with fentanyl. I don't... This is really hard because I see both sides, but I don't think that the drug dealer should be held liable for the death because... Here's why.
I'm with you. I'm
Here's
100%.
Why. Even if he was selling him perfectly clean drugs that weren't cut with fentanyl, the person can still overdose and die. And the person is making the decision
Exactly.
whether they're a fiending addict that has a really bad problem that like absolutely needs the drugs or it's just like an occasional user. They're making the decision to buy the drugs.
Exactly.
And they know the consequences.
Yeah, I don't agree with like arresting him or convicting him or whatever, putting him on trial. I don't agree with that. Mac made the decision, rest in peace Mac Miller, but he made the decision, the conscious decision to take drugs. So there are consequences, unfortunately. And I can't even lie. I don't want to make it a race thing, but I feel like there are so many other rappers who've overdosed on drugs. Why aren't we going after?
Yeah, they're not going after the guy that sold Prince his. What did Prince die off of again? Was it fentanyl?
I think so. It was some pill.
Yeah, he was taking something.
I know.
They never
like,
discussed that.
Michael Jackson's doctor, of course, he went
but
away.
was he prosecuted?
He was.
He
prosecuted.
went away
He
for
was.
I think 4 years.
Okay,
But it's
is
like
4 years
Actually,
enough?
No. It was less than that.
Well, he was
less
supposed to
than
be gone away for 4 years. I don't know if he served the full 4
No,
years.
he didn't serve it because
4
obviously
years.
for good behavior, he didn't serve the full years.
There's
the
people
full 4 years.
doing sentences on weed that are longer than that.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
so
just for having it on.
I feel like you know, it's not always a race thing, but I feel like there's so many people like regular people like us that are dying from drugs and not we don't do drugs, but like you know what I mean, regular
Some
people.
of us don't.
And it's just like they're drug dealers not getting sentenced.
She's referring to me.
No, I was just saying
Not
us
you,
regular people.
Natalie.
Oh,
I didn't say any names. I just said some.
I'm being honest. I know
I
she's
think
talking about me.
everybody at this table has tried a drug of some sort.
No. I don't do no freaking pills.
I will say that
staring in the camera.
acetaminophen, Advil, Tylenol, alcohol,
ibuprofen.
You know, all right.
Not for fun.
Pampers.
I'm gonna go against what you guys are saying.
Benadryl.
I'm gonna go against what you guys are just saying, just to have a different opinion based on
Birth
this.
control.
Here. Oh, devil's advocate, I see.
Devil's advocate, goddamn girl, shit. I'm just trying to make this more interesting. All right, so.
Oh wow.
Whoa, it's.
All right, go.
I can't say the same
Go
thing.
off,
go
Jackie, go off.
Go AWFF.
No, like I would agree with you guys, but like you said, there's also the other side to where like, okay, you know, this is somebody that you're giving drugs to. I don't know if, you know, Mac Miller was a good guy to this guy or not, or you know what I'm saying, the drug dealer. You know, maybe he was an asshole and man's like, you know what, this guy's, you know, he's pissing me off. You know, I had a little bit of that inside in you, and I'll bless him one time.
Oh my God.
So,
rest in peace.
no, but either way, no, I think for somebody to purposely know that they're putting fentanyl in their shit, and there's a lot of drug dealers that do that. They put a
But
lot of
sometimes
shit
he's
inside
not the
their
one
stuff.
that.
Yeah, he might not be
getting
the
it
one
from the
cutting it.
supplier.
No, but I'm saying there's
Yeah.
actually people who are mod head to do that.
Oh yeah, people spray Windex on
if you're a
their
drug
shit.
dealer, you know where you're
What?
getting your drugs from.
People spray Windex on like some
Weed.
dealers. Sprayed on weed.
Why?
Apparently makes you get
I mean,
higher, but
no,
it's
it
not
doesn't
good.
make you.
No,
get
I
higher.
don't.
That shit makes you tweak, and it makes it because the Kush shit. When it's bush weed, they spray that shit to make it smell like it's good or some shit. And then when you smoke it, you get fucked up. You start tweaking because Obviously, they spray chemicals on your shit.
Or some people
They
put
do that with weed with cocaine. Yep,
in
yep,
the
yep.
in the weed.
In the
and
weed,
don't
you can't
know,
tell.
like,
You think it's crystals.
Yeah, but cocaine is so much more expensive than weed.
Yeah, but they don't know. Like people that are smoking, they don't know that there's
Yeah,
cocaine in it.
Yeah,
Like
they don't know. That's the problem.
You
You're
won't
getting-
really know. Like
No,
unless
'cause
you've
you
done
could-
cocaine before, then you'll know. Like having two of that at the same time is kind of like.
No, like I'm just saying, like there's people who are mod head enough to actually purposely do
It
it.
sounds weird. It's coke.
You could call it either.
Yeah, it just sounds
okay,
cooler. You
man.
say coke.
It's okay, man. You can
So
say
you
it
think
like
that they should prosecute then every single drug dealer?
No. Prosecute the ones who are purposely trying to ruin another person's
How do you
life.
know if they're trying to purposely?
You don't know, and they
Because
can totally say, my supplier
this is
gave
how
it
I
to
know.
me.
Wait, this is how I know. Because drug dealers are not that stupid. If you're selling certain drugs like that, you know where you're getting your shit from. You know what's inside your shit because most likely you're making it. Why do you think he knew there was fentanyl inside of it? Because you have to make it with the fentanyl. You have to
I
put it
don't know
inside.
that the guy
Maybe he
knew that
received
it
it
was
that way.
I feel like
He
the
could be
guy
making
didn't
the
know.
drugs. He could
I
be
feel
making-
like he didn't know there was fentanyl.
If he didn't know, then he shouldn't get prosecuted. But if he did know, then he should. That's how I
I
look
don't
at
think
it.
he knew.
If he
I
didn't
think-
know, because you see how there's another
Such a
artist.
fine line.
There's another artist. I think his name is like Lil Peep.
Yeah, didn't he pass away?
Lil Peep.
He passed
Yeah.
away from overdose
overdose.
on what it was supposed to be Molly,
Oxycodone or
but it
something?
was supposed to be Molly, but that's the thing, his girlfriend, not his actual girlfriend, his girlfriend went to go buy drugs, and because she didn't have the education of what drugs what should have been for him, she didn't notice that whatever she gave him was not the right drug. She just bought what he wanted, right? So if a guy says,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is Molly," understandable.
That's why you
she
need to
shouldn't
check
be
your
prosecuted
drugs.
because she accidentally did not know that's what she was giving him.
You need
But
to
if
check
you're a
your
drug
drugs.
dealer,
At the
you
same
should
time-
know.
They're selling something that is tainted.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what if the person takes it and doesn't die, or doesn't even end up taking it? You're still gonna end up prosecuting that person because he knew that like it's so
I see
hard
what
to
you're saying.
trace.
But it's-
You know, you might sell something to someone and then move out of province and they'll never you
Never.
never have any other
I don't think he knew.
No, you're right about
I
that.
don't think he knew.
There
And the
have to
reason
be-
why I think to be honest, and maybe
And they
this
don't
is a
wanna kill
conspiracy.
families
but they have to
either.
investigate
I feel
him.
like
They have to investigate him.
the feds just want to get to the supplier. So it's like, okay, if we take
Yes,
down
that's
the
what I'm
drug,
saying. They have
I
to
guess.
investigate
yeah, I
him.
think that's all. The only reason why, let's say that we're gonna prosecute him or whatever, and then after we can get the information, he's gonna turn on the supplier.
See, but
I
that's
watch
the-
too much
No,
Narcos.
but no.
I was just gonna say this is like Narcos.
You guys, no, but both of you guys are right with that.
You're
That's
trying to get to the kingpin.
Yeah,
But that's how I'm
Exactly.
thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking no matter what, if they want to figure out what really happened, they still need to investigate his
Yeah.
story, his side.
But they
No matter
only
what, they
do
still
that
have
for
to, right?
celebrities. There are way more
They don't
regular.
know shit about us.
There are way more regular people dying
Yeah.
than there are celebrities dying of drug overdoses. I'm not trying to belittle Mac's situation, but
No, but it's a serious issue for a reason because there's a lot of normal people that are dying from it, and there's only a few celebrities in the spotlight
Yeah.
that we know of that
Every
have
now
died
and
from
then
that.
yeah.
But like I know when I went to visit Vancouver several years ago, right now they have a really big opioid
Yeah.
crisis, and is fentanyl an opioid?
I see the government of Ontario commercials talking about fentanyl and saying it opioid crisis.
is
So I
it?
guess it's like
I guess
falls
it's like same
within
tree.
that. Mhm.
Okay. There's literally a street in Vancouver. I don't know what it's called, but I was asking a local, like, oh, where should I go? What should I see? She said, avoid this street because, first of all, there's a ton of homeless people there, but that's where people go to shoot up their heroin. There's people lying all over the street tweaking out, and it's
That's
like,
f***ed up.
it's so crazy to actually like stumble upon people doing it out in the open freely and like disregarding their lives.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
It's
and
so sad.
Well, you know what's really messed up in this country, especially? We're paying to keep them on the street. That's what's messed up because instead of us paying to get these guys to fix themselves, to get them into homes and stuff, we're paying for the other alternatives, right? So it's cheaper for the
What, like
country.
the
and
safe
stuff.
injection zones?
And they better not have those shits because that's actually even
They
more
do
fucked
have
up.
that.
Well, that
It's
shows
down
you
at Queen and
That
Parliament.
that shows you the corruption. Yes,
Yes.
I didn't
because you know what?
that.
When I was
Yes.
when I was at Young, just the, yeah, it was Young Street. Just the other day, man, like it's really messed up on that street. No, I've seen some not buck tees, homeless people. Let's
Toronto
keep it
slang.
professional. I've seen some homeless people that is just like literally a man's chilling on the stairs, geeked out. There's a needle just filled with his blood,
Oh, fuck.
chilling there, and the man's. I'm like, what the? Why should I walk across people like this? And they're saying that we should try to help these
Well,
people.
you do
Look
it
at
for
them.
Chick-fil-A, but I'm joking.
No.
It was a bad joke.
Oh, you'll
Bad
cross over
timing.
somebody else.
Bad timing.
So what
But
is this?
you know
This is
what?
a bad jokes now.
It's just for
On that
everything.
topic, like I work in a fairly rich area in Toronto, which is called Yorkville. There's a lot of celebrities that frequent those restaurants and whatnot, and it's really it's not. I mean, it could be drugs, but there's a lot of native people in that area that are homeless and they're begging, which I understand. Like if you're homeless, you're free to ask for money. But the thing that I don't respect and I really struggle with internally is when you see them drunk off their ass with an empty bottle of Jack's out in the open for everyone to see, and then they're asking you for money, and you're like,
I
this
feel
is a
it for them.
problem.
No, I feel I have a special, special place in my heart because I used to live in Alberta and I lived like downtown the core. I lived on Jasper Street, and literally like you go behind my condo, and then there were just, I call them homies, like. I don't call them
What
homeless
the
people. I call them homies. They're
Okay,
friends.
alright,
They're friends.
alright.
And you
Okay.
just see them like back there shooting up, and it's just hard for them to get work, and
Yeah.
especially out there on the West Coast, it's like they're treated like shit out there. I don't really know how it is here, so my heart is kind of like I have a soft spot in my heart for them, and it's like you try and help them, try and get work. You bring them in because I work like we're like employment like officer, whatever, and you try and bring them in to get jobs or trying to help
But they
them
have
out
to
and
want
get,
that for
of
themselves too.
course, and it's just
What do they want?
it's
They want more drugs.
I don't know. No, don't.
You
don't
can't
do
generalize,
that.
but it is
Yeah.
frustrating when you see someone who's like he's got the potential and he's sticking his arm out asking for
That's
help.
like men.
But then he's also in his other arm got the bottle, and you're like, if I give you money, I know it's not going to go towards
Oh,
what
I
I
get-
want it to help.
I get what you're saying, cause I feel like that with most of the homies, but that's why I usually like get them something.
Sometimes they get pissed off
They
if you
do.
bring them a sandwich. They're
They
like, no,
do.
I just want money.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then you know
That's
that
how
it's
you know.
for
Yep.
something
That's how you know.
else.
You see, I'm a little bit different with the homeless people. I maybe I'm a little bit messed up because I'm actually helping them with this. No, real note. Like certain times when I'm down there, and I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I do have weed substances at times.
Oh,
So you fuel them.
giving the homies the shit.
What? First of all, I feel like I'm doing something good. They're so happy after, literally, like they're actually so
Well,
happy.
it's
after.
legal.
Like I'll give them it, and they'll be like, thanks, man. I appreciate. I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. Enjoy.
Do you give them a
need
lighter
your shit.
too?
No, I make
they
sure.
gotta
No,
go.
I make sure it's lit for them. I make sure it's lit for them before I
Aw,
pass it. I
that's
pass
kind
it
of-
off to them.
That's kind of nice.
Well, I do give money sometimes too, but I learned that
Yeah.
they're gonna use this money to get more drugs.
Yeah.
So if I know I can give them at least weed, which is less than the other stuff I know they're taking, I'd rather give them that to last them for the next 2 hours. Yo.
I don't know. I give them money. Like
I get them.
I
Like I said,
usually
I give
like
money, but I learned that these
Yeah.
guys use it for the drugs. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
yeah.
They do.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll walk past a homie and I'm just like, I don't know. My spirit's like, just go back. Like
Yo,
give
is it
them-
messed up?
give
I
them
see the
something.
same ones all the time in downtown.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
like I see-
They
They don't
like
have
their hoods.
nowhere to
They're
live.
like, okay, this is a terrible.
Like in the same area. It's weird. It's weird. I just always see the same certain
They're
ones.
trying to make a
I'm
home
not trying
in
to
a
be
certain
insensitive.
area.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's their city. They move around, but you find it a little bit ironic that you see the same ones sometimes. you know
No,
what I'm
actually, I
saying?
have this funny story. Like, so everybody knows, y'all know I'm from jungle, and there's
Ah.
this lady when I was a kid, and she used to stand up at Lawrence West Station, and we call her Shaky Lady. She would always
Oh.
be shaking for the money. She's not homeless. She lives in she lives in jungle, but she has a condo somewhere else. and she would always for years stand outside there.
I think she got exposed on
she
the
did.
news.
She
Yeah,
got
yeah,
exposed
she did.
on the news, and I saw her yesterday, and I'm like, "Mommy, that's Shaky Lady." She goes, "Oh God, is Shaky Lady still here?"
Was she shaking?
She wasn't shaking. She was up in the mall.
No, there was a
In the
famous.
mall, fine.
There was a famous woman, sticker lady, too, eh?
Sticker lady.
She used to carry stickers, and she would like give them to you and like ask for like a small amount back. And they found out. They investigated her. They followed her. They found out she's rich.
As
Yeah.
fuck.
And there's a girl that used to hang out near Bay and Bloor, and she had a dog. And there was a couple times, oh God, the animals really get to me. The animals really
See,
tug at my heart.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why do you have a dog and you're homeless?
Well, see, the thing
Get rid of the dog.
There's a lot of homeless people with like dogs. that I
That's what
see
I'm
down
saying.
there.
No, I
There's
know
several
care of them,
reasons,
they
though.
take care of
There's
them.
several
How?
reasons. There's several reasons.
Please
If
explain.
it's your pet, when you become homeless, it's the only thing that you have left to like provide you companionship. So sure, they're in a tricky situation because they still have to take care of the animal before themselves. But there's also homeless people that are smart, or like maybe fake homeless people, that know that animals pull at your heartstrings. You're gonna feel more bad for someone that has a dog.
I never had a pet. I only had pet fish. R.I.P. Achilles.
No. You're actually right about that, Natalie.
I never
You're
really-
right about that.
I watched this girl that I work near take the subway home, same subway as me. She got off on Warden. She got on the same bus as me, and I saw her get off on a street that is pure houses. So I don't know if she lives there,
Maybe
but
she's
like
visiting somebody that she knows.
she's going to a house, so she's not that bad off.
I don't know. I know that not all of them
Some of
use
their life
drugs, but
stories are
substance abuse is
confusing.
a big thing for them. But if we're gonna convict Mac Miller's drug dealer, we should convict them all. And I'm against convicting all
Yeah,
of
I
them.
think whether somebody dies as a result of your drugs or doesn't,
Why do we have
you're
to wait
still
till
a
they're
drug.
dead?
You're still dealing illegal narcotics.
Like at the end of the day,
Yeah,
he's
that's true.
going to be prosecuted. At the end of the day, no
Well,
matter
yeah,
if
because
what
now it's
for.
out in
He
the
sold-
open.
Exactly,
Yeah.
he sold
Media.
drugs. That's
And
just not,
apparently he's like a celebrity drug dealer, like for a lot of celebrities.
Oh, the
A lo-
stories
I-
he
then
probably
Then he's
has.
screwed.
Yeah.
He should be prosecuted. Simple as that.
So-
If you're doing it for other celebrities, he's screwed. Pardon me?
Think Illuminati had anything to do with it?
Let's not talk about that.
I'm not talking about
Illuminati has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, let's let not
I'm
on.
not trying to get murdered. We can't talk
Not on
about
a
them.
dis-
We can't talk about them.
Look, she just said the reason why. I'm cooling.
peaceful.
I'm not trying to die right now. I have a long life to
I-
live.
I'm a little unicorn.
I
leave me
read
alone.
tarot cards.
We're not going out
Yeah.
like nah.
Yeah, I just read tarot cards.
The Illuminati, if they have to do with him killing, like them killing Mac Miller. Like,
No,
is
I
that what
think he
you're trying to
means
say?
the drugs. I think
The
it
drug
could be-
dealers?
No, Illuminati having
Oh.
to play a role with the drug dealer to set him up.
That could be possible, yeah. Maybe his own company,
I don't
record
know.
label or something.
I don't call it the Illuminati, but I do think is, as we were saying, the government's trying to get to the suppliers, like the
Yeah.
kingpins, and so they're gonna go.
No, but what he's trying to say
I
is,
know what
right,
he's trying to
they
say. I'm
are the
calling-
kingpins. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh,
Yes.
well, yeah. Usually they. I'm
They
not
are.
saying
They're the ones
I
that
plead the
control all
fifth.
the drug trafficking.
Even
and
though we don't
everything.
have a fifth, I'm pleading it. We don't have a
What
fifth.
do we have in Canada?
I don't know. We need to be. I know my
Actually-
rights.
Actually, I
saw-
gotta learn more about Canadian
I
rights.
saw a
Don't say that on
video.
camera. The feds gonna try and harass you.
I saw a
They already
video
do.
the other day on
I'm black.
Instagram
Forget it.
where
man too.
it was filmed in the States,
So-
but apparently, if a cop stops you,
I saw that on Twitter.
yes, if a cop stops you, and I was reading the comments and they trolled it so hard, but if a cop stops you and starts asking you questions, you have every right to say, I don't answer questions.
Yeah.
They can ask you anything,
You just
and
keep
all you say
saying,
is,
I
I
don't-
don't answer questions.
Yeah, but these black
And
guys
they're
were like,
what if a black person says
yeah.
that?
Go on. That's what happened.
Yeah, or drag
Sorry,
her
I'm
on the
not laughing
floor.
at that.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
No, you're not.
No, you know what? Laugh at it because you gotta make fun of pain.
No,
You have to
it's-
make fun of
it's- no,
pain.
I
Black
think
people
it's
get
more
shot,
so-
and it's funny sometimes.
No, it's not. I think
It's not funny, but it's funny to make fun of
I
it.
think she's laughing at the fact that somebody overlooked the fact that, okay, what about
Well,
black
yeah.
people? It's
Yeah.
more so, I think that's,
It only works in some
yeah,
instances.
like
Well,
it doesn't work for everyone.
Can you do that in Canada though?
I don't
What?
answer
I
questions.
don't answer questions.
I don't know.
You can, but they're not gonna like what you like. I've done it just recently. There's a problem that happened in my neighborhood, and they wanted to know if I knew anything about what was going on, and obviously we weren't really giving them any information. And
Did you know the information?
I plead the fifth.
No.
I don't answer questions.
I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyer about that. To be honest, I can't be snaking out what I know.
Or
No, I'm not
or
saying.
don't
I'm not
know.
saying tell us what you know. I'm saying,
But-
but did you know something that you could have shared?
Look, to all the police in Brampton, you guys suck at your jobs because I knew everything. But either way, either way, like they try to obviously come to me and ask
you,
the questions,
yeah.
and the man, because we didn't say anything to them, the man tried to arrest me.
You notice how
Yeah.
Shaq is
No, they
wearing his
can't.
sunglasses during this session? He doesn't want the cops to fully. Oh, never mind.
I ain't scared of no police. God damn it. I am a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
God,
Be careful out there.
Yes, please.
I'm being careful.
Yeah, I plead the fifth. So we need to know more about our rights. And what else? Drugs are bad.
Yeah,
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
drugs.
no.
You'll never die from drugs if you don't do drugs. Unless somebody's secret.
Nasty, that was fucking deep. You'll never die from drugs if you don't
Unless
do
somebody
drugs.
like secretly puts a little drop of fentanyl in your drink
That
or something.
quote
But
sounds like a quote from someone who does drugs. You'll never die from drugs unless you do drugs.
on the candy packages, I remember as a kid on the candy packages on the little bags of cinnamon hearts, it used to say nope to dope, and I was like, why is my
Really?
candy telling me not to do drugs?
Oh yeah, because dope was coke, right? Back in the day.
No,
I thought dope is weed.
there's
No,
there's
before then it was coke.
Yeah, dope was
Oh.
coke.
Yeah.
And a few other things, crack. It was a few,
Crack.
it was
Was it crack?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
crack. A few things, a few names.
But my cinnamon hearts shouldn't be telling me not to do drugs.
That's it.
Maybe because
Drugs are
no,
bad.
listen, take this in though. Maybe back in those times, right? Whenever that happened, maybe
Was
the
it that
drugs-
long ago?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that old. It was in the 90s, okay?
That's old. I'm just joking.
Are
Well,
you born in the 90s?
Yeah, I'm born in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. What the?
He's born in like 98. He's this little
All right,
tiny
thanks for
baby.
giving out the info.
Oh, he really is.
Yes, I'm a young and handsome.
Oh, are you actually?
black man.
That was a
That
total
was
guess.
good.
No,
Hi,
no, you got-
Natalie.
You got it right. Yeah, I'm 1998. Thanks, that's first spoken. Yeah, you could click.
Yo, 9/11 happened when you were 3 years old.
Damn,
it
son,
did.
where'd
Yes,
you
it
find this?
That's so fucking crazy. You weren't even old enough to process what happened.
But I knew what happened.
Yeah, you found out when you were 10 years old.
No, I knew what happened still because I have
Yeah,
family
where
members.
were you?
I have family members involved with it. That's why. So I.
What do you mean involved?
Don't say it like
what
that.
do you mean
You mean, like-
involved?
No, like I have family living down there. when
Okay,
it
yeah,
happened.
I know. When you say bomb, you sound like your family did.
You have some
Yeah,
family
like
like by the
Al-Qaeda.
Taliban.
Al Qaeda. That's what
They're
it
not
sounded
here.
like
Whoa, whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa.
when you said the word my
Involved.
family
Oh, this
bomb.
girl thinks I'm set up. She
No.
think my family is set up?
No, I'm telling
His
you what
mom
the
does
viewers
make
would
good
have thought.
So
rice.
the
So-
viewers are gonna think my family is set
That's
up.
why we were trying to make sure you.
You said it, not her.
Man, people should already know how 9/11 is set up, and it ain't from me shit.
That's real Illuminati shit. That is the
Shaggy
real
said his family
Illuminati.
was involved.
Not involved in that way. Just
I know.
with the situation.
I know. With that being
Yeah,
said,
click it again.
Natalie, click it.
Illuminati.
Yum yum.
Wants my mind, soul, and body.
All right. That song. Okay. With that being said, I think that we got everything. I think we got everything covered.
Yeah, we got everything covered. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode
Episode
of To
4.
Be Honest.
Share it with all your homies.
And you know we stay honest, no sugarcoating shit.
Exactly.
Sorry, Mama, for
Stay
listening
tuned.
to all the cursing I do on this show. I'm so
Bye,
sorry.
guys.
Me too.
Episode 5 next week.
Love you.